Claire had been driving for hours, her windshield wipers battling the pouring rain. The long road stretched ahead of her, the only sound, the monotonous rhythm of the rain against the car. She had been to this town before, but it had been years. Now, with nothing but her thoughts and the endless gray skies, she felt an eerie sense of unease. When she finally reached the outskirts of the town, the storm was only getting worse. There was no one on the streets, no movement, just the silence that had always unsettled her about this place. As she turned onto the main road, her anxiety began to rise. Something felt off. She stopped at a gas station at the edge of town. The dim lights inside flickered, and the attendant, an older man, watched her with an unnerving calmness. She tried to shake off the feeling of being watched, but something about his gaze sent chills down her spine. He greeted her in a way that felt too familiar, as though he had known her for years, even though she was certain she'd never seen him before.
"You're lost, aren't you?"
The man said quietly, almost like a statement rather than a question. Claire froze for a moment, unsure of how to respond. How did he know? She quickly paid for her gas, trying to ignore the pit that had formed in her stomach. As she drove away, she couldn't shake the feeling that the town itself was watching her, pulling her deeper into its quiet grip. The rain continued to pour down relentlessly, and no matter how far she drove, the roads seemed to twist and loop back on themselves. Every turn she made led her to the same place. The streets were empty. It was as if the town was closing in on her, trapping her. She tried calling someone, anyone, but her phone had no signal. A knot formed in her chest. She had to get out of there. But then something strange happened. As she tried to turn the car around, the road seemed to stretch endlessly ahead. Every corner, every street led her back to where she started. The same gas station, the same empty roads. It was as if time itself had frozen. Her thoughts began to spiral. Was it the storm? Was she losing her mind? In a panic, she pulled into a parking lot, hoping for a moment to collect herself. The streets were eerily silent, and that's when she saw it. The same man from the gas station was standing across the street, watching her.
"Why don't you come back inside?"
He called, his voice carrying across the still night air. Claire's heart pounded. She had to get away. She slammed the car into reverse, but as she looked up, she realized something terrifying. The gas station wasn't behind her anymore. There was nothing but a desolate street stretching ahead. The town had changed. She stopped the car, her breath coming in ragged gasps. The realization hit her like a slap to the face. This wasn't just some strange town. It was a place that never let anyone leave. It never had. Claire had been to this town before, and every time she entered, the town would erase her past, her memories, and her very identity. It wasn't a physical trap. It was psychological. The moment she crossed the town's borders, she became part of an endless loop, unable to leave. The storm had been the catalyst. The rain was the signal for her mind to begin to unravel. The town fed off her confusion, her fear, until she lost all sense of herself. The man at the gas station, he was part of the town too. An illusion, a reminder that everyone here was a prisoner of their own lost memories. The worst part? Claire would never remember leaving this town, because she had never left. She was trapped, doomed to live the same moments over and over again, never knowing who she truly was or how she had come to be here. A whisper echoed in her ears, a voice she recognized, but it wasn't hers. It was a voice she had heard before, back in her past, back in this same town.
Welcome back, Claire.
The voice said softly.
We've been waiting for you.